Good morning. This is Doug Brunke of the Global Chamber, and we're going to be talking about a topic near and dear to us here at the team, and that is how to stay engaged with all the things that are going on to make sure that your global escapades, your global journey is as successful as it can be. So again, welcome to a very important topic. Over the years, if there's anything more important than this in terms of keeping your global expansion on pace with where you want to be, I'm not sure there's anything more important than this. And maybe the flip side of it is, this is where companies fail. So let's talk about the three main components of the good and the bad news of global expansion. Number one is momentum. Typically, companies have so much momentum to what they're doing today, which very often is local, regional business, that it's difficult to alter that, to overcome that momentum and actually reach out and do something a little more difficult, and that is be global. So the number one challenge of getting companies involved with global, since you're watching this, you're likely have overcome that, and you know how difficult that is. You've overcome the momentum of sticking to local, national, and you've gone global. So congratulations. That's a big step. Now, the second piece, however, is now that you're doing it, you need to formulate what that plan is. So the second aspect is putting together a really good, strong plan. And we've talked about that in other videos. That's really critically important. There are resources here at the Global Chamber that can help you put that plan together. So there's a second phase here that's a burst of energy. So you've overcome this momentum to be local, to export. Two is you've got a burst of energy to not only be able to do that, but to put together a really good plan. So those are two really key steps. The third one is really the topic today, and that is, how do you stay connected to the right resources, to the right activities, to the right initiatives going forward, so that your plan actually succeeds as well as it can. I've mentioned in the past that the speakers that we've had over the years, a couple hundred of them, all uniformly say, yes, I've been successful, but I've not nearly been as successful as I can be because we made the wrong partner decision here. We didn't know about this. We should have been talking to this person. We didn't know about that the U.S. Commercial Service did that. Just found out about the gold key or whatever it ends up being. There's a series of things that we all, because of its complexity, don't have full knowledge of, whether it's you personally or your team. So, key part of what we bring to the table is the ability to stay up to date with all the different resources that are out there. And I got to tell you, having personally been researching in this area for the last 2 years, there are nearly weekly new resources that are available to exporters, to people who are doing international business. It's a constant battle. It's a constant refreshing of you and your team to make sure that you're staying engaged with the right resources. So we've taken some steps here at the Global Chamber to hopefully make this as easy as possible. When you join, as an example, you receive an email from us asking several questions. When you join, there are actually I think it's at least a couple dozen questions on your profile, so that before we chat with you, we have the opportunity for you to go through this list of questions, provide the information about you, your business, things that you're trying to accomplish, a variety of pieces of information, so that as one of the first steps of becoming a member of the Chamber, we love to reach out, set up a conversation with you. Having ideally reviewed that information, we can go through there and identify where we see gaps. And in particular, have you thought about talking to this person? Have you thought about that? If you've got some specific goals around, let's say, customers in a certain region, there are things we can direct you to. We can actually direct you to some specific companies and distributors, etc., for depending on where you're looking to grow. So that first step of joining, and then that first conversation, whether you filled out that form ideally or not, that first conversation is really critical for you to begin a year and to begin hopefully many years of staying engaged with the global community so that your efforts can be as successful as possible. Because here's the thing, the world is changing on a daily basis. Technologies are changing. I just downloaded a really cool app this weekend regarding staying engaged with certain types of events around the world. Those are the kinds of things that we talk about in our blog, that we discuss in our events. These are things that when we talk with you regarding your own personal journey, that when we identify where you may not know some of these things, we share those things. Of course, it's always a two-way dialogue, and so we love to hear about things we may have missed, so that we can then share it again with our global tribe. That's who we are. That's what we are to help you stay engaged. It's a group of dedicated global business people around the world in 500 metro cities, each one with a unique experience, a specific company, product type, business goals, business plan, business growth plan, marketing plan, operational plan. We've got thousands of people around the world connected to us with unique experiences that our goal is to, as well as we can, get us working together so that we're sharing trusted connections, so that we're sharing newest technologies and methodologies, so that ultimately this third element, what we're talking about today, the engagement, staying engaged, happens. Here's what typically happens. The momentum is never there for a company to go international. And it never happens. You've gotten to that point where you've got the momentum to break through. The second piece of then coming up with the plan. And then the third piece of staying engaged. And here's what happens. There's so much energy, and you're devoted to doing so much activity and effort around building out your global plan that it's hard to stay engaged with what's going on, with better resources, with a continuing spectrum of resources. And so there again, we're working very hard to make that as easy and simple as possible. So our ideal situation is that you're using videos like this, other virtual events, perhaps events even in your own area, either that we're doing or some of our collaborators are doing, so that you're making on an ongoing basis certainly the effort to stay connected to the global tribe. And if not, and you feel like you don't have that time to go actually physically, either you or a team member, to be connected to an event, even a committee, which here at the Global Chamber, becoming involved with a committee where you're talking about a specific global business topic with other people from around the world, ideally on a topic that's very important to you. If those are things ideally that you or a team member from your company should be part of, because those are ways, whether it's on a weekly basis where you're tying into some of our events, or whether it's a quarterly basis where you're tying into a committee that means something to you in your business, or we end up having a conversation. You end up talking with a local Global Chamber representative, or you talk to one of us here at the headquarters on some periodic basis, at least once a year, ideally at least twice a year, where we review your progress. We look at and have a conversation about how things are going with you and where still the gaps are. We're very dedicated to those gaps. Where are the gaps for you in your business? And then helping to not only identify what those are, but then connect you up with those things are going to help you get to the next level. There are also a variety of resources that you're starting to see, hopefully, on our website. These are resources like videos. There are a number of videos up there today, and what we've just been doing over the last month or so is creating a bunch of new videos from CEOs, from expert resources, and you'll be seeing those starting in January. Many of those will be for members only. A number of them will be available to you if you're not a member, and hopefully you'll look at those and say, hey, I'd love to learn more. Ultimately, our goal is to have a series of hundreds, maybe even thousands of videos of CEOs who are working in nearly every market segment, dealing with the issues that you're dealing with every day. So if we don't have a chance to talk this week or next month regarding your business, those videos are searchable, and hopefully you can find the ones that mean something to you in your business. And again, it's another way for you to stay engaged. In the Resource Center, and you can find this at theglobalchamber.org/resources. Besides the videos, you've got articles there, you've got the information about the committees, you've got a host of other resources that will allow you to stay connected to those experts around the world that will help you grow your business. We don't all have time to go out and do a networking or a mixer event or even attend a lot of these events. So we recognize that. You're a busy person. So our goal is ideally to come up with a series of events that will be engaging with you, interesting, valuable, and accessible. So if you can't attend something locally, hopefully many of the events that we do that are on a virtual basis, that you'll be able to tie into those and use that for your benefit. At the end of the day, you as a Global Chamber member have up to 1 hour of conversation with our team specific to your business, outside of all the other things. And we think that's really critically important to deal with the topic we're dealing with today, and that is, how do we keep you engaged with what's changing, what's available today that wasn't available 6 months ago, so that you and your team can be as successful as you can be. Really want to thank you for listening to this video. There are just so many great things going on. I'm just so excited for 2015 to be able to help you and to connect up with you and to connect you with other people around the world so that you can be outrageously unstoppable in 2015. So again, thank you for watching. Next week, we have another video. Hope you'll sign up for that 1 week from today on the 29th. And catch that. Visit our Resource Center, whether it's the videos, whether it's the articles, whether it's the Career Center. Over the next few weeks, you'll be seeing a lot of changes relative to those, building up those resources for you. We think you'll enjoy those and find them very valuable. If you have any questions or comments or whatever you've got going, please don't hesitate to email me at doug@globalchamber.org. You can also send an email to events@globalchamber.org or info@globalchamber.org. Whatever you end up doing, connect up with us. We look forward to helping you through the end of this year and all the way through 2015. Thank you again. Have a great day.